I got a perfect week in the CWL with the easiest Town Hall 17 attack strategy, mass Super Yetis, and mass revive. Time to show you how to use it. This attack strategy is, in my opinion, the easiest Town Hall 17 attack strategy, and we're going to use it to take down this meta layer. Now, how do you do it? We're going to do the Royal Champion with the Rocket Spear and the Phoenix to set a funnel on one side. Then we've got 3 Super Yetis on the other side, and then the remainder of our troops, Ice Golem, Super Yetis, Wall Breakers, King, Queen, and Log Launcher with the Warden down the middle. Now, I put an Earthquake spell right here. The point of that is to weaken the walls for the Log Launcher so that our troops are never waiting to walk through the walls. We do not have the Heroic Torch with this army. I'm going with the Eternal Tome and the Rage Gem. You can use the Heroic Torch with this army, but for me, Super Yetis aren't that tanky, so it is nice having the Eternal Tome. We pop that right in the center of the base here to negate all the damage. Then we're going to use the King ability to open the walls on the back end. Beautifully done. Now I'm going to pause it right here. This is what this attack's about. When do you revive your hero? Never revive your hero when it's by itself. You can see the Royal Champion here has been dead for quite a while, but I'm being patient. I'm waiting until the troops are tanking. So see, the Super Yeti starts tanking the Ricochet Cannon, and then the Minion Prince is tanked by the King and the other Super Yetis inside the base. If I had revived immediately, we'd just be wasting revives over and over again. So that's why you need to be very patient with when you use your revives. You see the Royal Champion is still up here. We've got another 2 heroes we can revive in the center here. And I just wait to make sure the Super Yetis are tanking. And any second now, I'm going to revive the Warden and the Queen. Now, I probably could have revived them a second or 2 earlier, but it doesn't really matter in the end. The Root Rider out of the Log Launcher is so nice in this attack, opening up buildings on the back end. The Giant is also insane. We have 3 swagged revive spells. I'm telling you guys, this attack strategy, it's a little spammy, but it's kind of legit. On paper, this base should be terrible for the army. We've got 2 single Infernos, one here and one here, and we've got some really annoying pathing throughout the base. But this is what I like about the Rocket Spear. Set some beautiful pathing for our Super Yetis. Yet again, I've used the Earthquake spell to weaken these walls so that the Log Launcher can get through it more quickly. Now, you're going to see here, the Log Launcher doesn't quite get through these walls in time because I delayed putting it down. So make sure you get the Log Launcher down quickly. Have a look at this. Doesn't quite open it all in time, and the Super Yetis are walking around the base. But that's why, on the opposite side of the funnel from your Royal Champion, you should use another Super Yeti to funnel like you saw here. And that means, yes, my King and Queen are splitting up here, but all of them are eventually going to go inside the base. Now, the Queen does go down. You can see the Royal Champion is down as well on the left-hand side. Am I going to revive them yet? No. We are going to be patient. King goes towards the Town Hall, which is super nice, and we revive the Queen and the Royal Champion right now. The King gets in front and is tanking. Now, you're going to see I make a mistake here with reviving the King. So the King has gone down. I revive him because I was hoping he'd go to the left and tank, but he goes to the right, and that's a completely wasted revive spell. You can see what happens when you don't use it smartly. We've got all our troops pathing together quite nicely. We've got a few cleanup archers in this army to use, and you can see how nice the Giant is in this army. Just gives so much extra tanking. The Royal Champion is getting wrecked here. As soon as she goes down though, we will revive her at least once the Giant starts tanking. Beautiful, Giant is tanking. Revive that Royal Champion, and yet again we are 3-starring without using all of the revive spells. We've only got 1 of them left on this one, but like I said, this base was kind of made to be annoying to deal with Super Yetis, and we still get a nice 3-star attack. This attack strategy is easy, it is simple to execute, and there's no reason most of you cannot use it. Now we're going up against a box sort of base, and you're going to see there's this annoying dead zone here, but the Log Launcher just hard counters it. So yet again, got the Royal Champion on the right hand side. You don't even need to watch her while she's using her ability. Just press that ability and start worrying about your funnel. I even used one of the wall breakers for the funnel on the top side, and then the second wall breaker to go inside the base here. We have got the Yak on the King in case we need to beat through a wall, but generally the wall breakers and the Log Launcher are enough. What I really like about the Log Launcher, have a look at the Furnace here. The Furnace here is actually going to go down to the Log Launcher rolls. Bam. So, can't complain about that. It can also do the same thing to Headhunters and Witches. You can see the funnel set is perfect on both sides. There is no doubt where these troops are going. The Log Launcher's still got more walls to open. I popped the king ability now. Shame he didn't open right the way to the back end, but that's fine. I revived the royal champion as soon as the single inferno is locked on the king. The queen is on the top side. She's a little isolated, but still doing a great job. The royal champion will go down in a second here, unfortunately. Now, would this attack strategy be better if you dropped a couple of revives and brought some invis spells? Yes, I think it would be, because then you just do a royal champion charge when you revive her. Like if I had an invis spell right here, that would be better than having, well, you'd rather have 2 invis spells than 1 revive spell. But it'd also be a bit less boring. I think the best version of this army is probably 2 to 3 revives, and then the rest invis spells. You can see we delayed the revive on the queen and the royal champion till the giant tanks there. Perfect timing from us. But yeah, as I was saying, I think it would be better with a couple of extra invis spells, but then it's just a royal champion charge, right? And we've seen plenty of those in the meta. I'm sure a lot of you are sick of seeing the same attack dominating, so why not bring something that's simpler and just a bit more fun? Now I'm going to show a few attacks from my other account. This account did not get a perfect week. I tried the Queen charge and Grand Warden charge recall attack that I did a video on the channel recently with, and I 1-starred. Other than that, this account went perfect, particularly when it came to using this Super Yeti Mass Revive army. Now, another good thing about this attack strategy is if you hate going up against invis towers, well, that doesn't matter. You've got the log launcher. Also, the hook tower got my royal champion, then got my king, which was kind of interesting. Didn't see the royal champion getting that far pulled into the center of the base there. But notice I'm being super patient here with the revives. No rush, there are no other troops around at this point, and I'd like the Town Hall to be shooting at something else, so we get the Super Yeti and the Root Rider out of my log launcher. Now it's time to revive the King and the Royal Champion, and look at this, so much better. My King and Royal Champion, they might have got rid of the Town Hall, but they wouldn't have got much else. They get so much more value. The Royal Champion still got half health here, and is going to get the scatter down because I was patient. So you just need to be a little patient with the army. Yes, the Royal Champion does go down here, which is a little bit annoying. This attack actually slows up quite a bit from memory, and this is one of the downsides if you kind of run out of troops or your heroes die in awkward spots. I would love to revive the Royal Champion now, but she'd just get completely wrecked. So I'm being patient here with the Giant and the Yeti. So we revive the Warden and the Queen. Now notice that I delayed the deployment of both of them. This is critical. Please listen to me on this. Do not spam drop them at the same time. Wait until one is revived before you do the other, particularly if they're on like the same tile. Because what I've had happen before is if you put them quickly in succession, even though there's like 2 different ones, it will put both the revives on one of the heroes. So just go one, half a second, then another once it's revived. That way you don't end up swagging a revive spell by accident. Like I said, this got a little awkward halfway through the attack, but we end up 3-starring with every hero up. Another annoying base layout here with the isolated Town Hall. We use the Royal Champion yet again to get nice value with one Super Yeti. We funnel the other side and then we go down the middle. What I want to talk about in this attack is the Warden combo. So obviously the Heroic Torch on paper seems like a great asset to use in this attack. You have the ability for your troops to just run over walls. It can work. It definitely can work. But for me, right, if we bring the Heroic Torch, one of the benefits of that is we don't need to bring the Earthquake spell or the Log Launcher. We can bring the Siege Barracks instead and set an elite funnel. But for me, I would personally rather give up the Siege Barracks and bring the Eternal Tome and the Log Launcher, because the Eternal Tome, it just keeps the Super Yetis alive. As you can see, right, the Super Yetis are, some of them at least, quite weak in the center of the base here. Imagine how much lower hit points they would be if they only had the 10% damage reduction rather than the 100%. For me, it's just more reliable. There are definitely some case scenarios where with the Super Yetis, it's insane having the Heroic Torch, particularly against bases with really awkward dead zones for pathing. But you saw here, I got my troops to the Town Hall kind of easily enough. The Log Launcher really helps opening all of that. So unless you have a problem funneling your troops through dead zones with this army, I just see no need to ever need to bring the Heroic Torch. It just adds so much unnecessary risk. You see here, we're 3-starring yet again with 2 revive spells unused, and you know what they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So that's all the attacks for today's video. Let me know down below, will you give this army a go? Have you given it a go before? Do you think it will be better with the Heroic Torch? I want to hear all your comments down below.